April of 2020, a 17-year-old named Sam, who was an avid outdoorsman, decided to go on a one-night hike in the Superstition Mountains in Arizona. Sam regularly came out here to go hiking, in particular on this 8-mile loop that went through a canyon. This one night overnight where he'd do 4 miles in, camp out, and then 4 miles back. He had planned on getting there early in the day, but due to some unforeseen circumstances, he didn't get to the trailhead until 5:45 p.m. that night. But he figured with his good health and fitness, he could probably quickly make his way to the 2 or even 3-mile mark, and there were some suitable campsites there. But he wasn't able to move as fast as he thought he could, and he's 15 miles away from the nearest help, and he's in a bad cell phone service area, and where he was, there was this forest right nearby, and he could see there was a clearing about 30 feet off the path. He liked to sleep on a sleeping pad with a sleeping bag over that, and then he would string up a tarp over the top of him in case it rained. And pretty soon he had a fire going, and then he cracked open a can of beans, and he began eating his dinner. He started to get a sense that something was off. A rock the size of a marble lands at his feet. For the next 15 minutes, Sam is scanning the tree line. He doesn't hear anything. He doesn't see any more rocks get thrown. He starts telling himself maybe a rock fell off a tree. He got into his sleeping bag under his tarp and he went to sleep. A couple of hours later, Sam wakes up. He hears the sounds like someone walking through leaves about 30 or 40 meters away from his campsite. The sounds start to fade. He wanted to grab his flashlight and shine it in that direction, and he can't find his flashlight. And that's when the alarm bells start going off in his head. He jumps out of his sleeping bag. He ducks out from under the tarp, and he's looking around on the ground, and in the same direction that he had heard those footsteps, he sees his flashlight laying on the ground about 10 meters away. Someone or something had been less than a foot away from him to get this flashlight while he was fast asleep and had moved it all the way over there. Sam thinks to himself, that's a trap. So he puts his boots on and he grabs his knife, and he's going to build the biggest fire he can, and he's not going to go anywhere near that flashlight. For the next several hours, he would hear footsteps approach his campsite, turn around, and leave. Every time the fire got lower, he noticed they would come closer, and when he would stoke the fire, they wouldn't come as close. But at about 3 a.m., he ran out of firewood. As the fire died down, he hears the footsteps approaching. This time, they walk right up to about 3 meters away, but they intentionally come behind the thickest group of trees. The sun would eventually come up, and before it actually popped over the horizon, this thing turned around and ran away. He waited until it was full sunlight, and then he packed up everything he had, and he sprinted back to the parking lot, and he drove nonstop for 20 miles until he got to a gas station where he could park and collect himself. He noticed someone had written something on the dust on the back window of his car, and he walks over and it just says, "Sleep well?" ? Sam is confident whoever was stalking him at his campsite is the same person or group of people that wrote this message on his car. And now Sam just wonders, what would have happened if I retrieved that flashlight?